goes, wait a minute. And he walked out with this prototype box. And I looked at it and I go, let me get this right. This is a 3-step whitening product. And he goes, yeah. I go, who's financing it? And he goes, nobody. I go, I'll do the whole thing. He goes, you have 300 grand? And I go, yeah, this is the first minute I met him. And so the next day I had him come over to my house and we went and played golf at the country club. And then I drove him home to my house. His car was there. And I go, wait a minute, walked inside, wrote a check and handed it to him. And then that did 21 times in 9 months from the start. It's in Rutgers. We were like one of the first infomercial companies, with Ron Popeil and all that when they started doing that. So the product we got, it's more of an in-depth story, but Ron turned out to be like super genius. He got pissed because we kind of screwed it up in a way, divorce and things were happening, and we made a lot of money. And then he went back to Wharton, got his MBA, started another one, got 10 more patents on a cybersonic toothbrush. Then he finished that and sold that. Now he's at Harvard getting his computer science degree in AI. How smart is he? And he's a 5th degree black belt and the most honest person I've ever met. We did that deal on a handshake. Just me, him, and a PhD chemist. Yeah. This one, all my partners are in Australia.
That's amazing. It's amazing. Thanks for joining, Tibor. That's a great story, by the way. We'll just get started. I don't know how to top that. Chuck, he's going back to Harvard. That's pretty awesome. So after having done everything, that's cool. So I think we'll start in about a couple of minutes. I've started the live feed on YouTube. We'll also record this so folks can see it later on. Yeah, we'll just wait for a couple of seconds here for folks to join in. I'm seeing more registrations come in. How is everyone doing? Dr. Crawford, how are you? Good to see you. You're on mute, so unmute your mic. Yeah. Make sure you either hit the space bar to unmute the mic or you can click on your name and then unmute it. Yeah. Before you.
I see. Here I am.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining. How is your Wednesday going?
Everything's good.
That's great. So I see Ashok has joined. Ashok Pai, welcome Ashok.
There I am. Okay.
All right, let's get started. It's 12 p.m. So I want to get started on the clock, and let me turn on the recording on to the cloud on Zoom as well. So we have that going. All right, welcome folks to the oGoing Business Roundtable and Fireside Chat on AI and business transformation, social media marketing, and more. I think we have a big topic here, but we're going to cover some ground and then really focus in on something which is very dear to us as to how can we really outmarket ourselves and grow our brand in this, what I call is a very crowded world that's happening around us. So we still have to stand out, right, as business owners and coaches and consultants. So we're going to get into that. And today is May 31st, 12 p.m. This is our third business roundtable and fireside chat for May, which is, I think that's a new record for us. Don't know how we keep going, but we just do. So I appreciate everybody joining in. I appreciate our past roundtable speaker and participant, Dr. Crawford is here. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that. We have a great speaker today who's going to share some amazing insights. He also happens to be in Irvine, which is our home base here in Orange County. Chuck Getschel, I think I got it right. Did I?
Good. That's perfect. Yep.
Okay.
Close to that. It was right on the money. You nailed it. So.
Yeah, I had to Google it and YouTube it. I'm like, I'm still not getting it. I better just ask the man to make sure I get the name correct. So again, thanks, Chuck, for joining. So I'm Sanjay Dalal, the founder and CEO of oGoing. And let me just share a quick couple of nuggets before we get going. So here is the desktop here. All right. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. We'll do it the storytelling way. So again, I wanted to share a quote by Andrew Nag. He said basically it's difficult to think of a major industry that AI will not transform. This includes healthcare, education, transportation, retail, communications, and agriculture. There's just a few he has named. And there are surprisingly clear paths for AI to make a big difference in all of this industry. So it's pretty fascinating that AI is here, AI is happening all around us. And if you still think that you can sit on the fences, I guess you should stop thinking and start doing. I guess that's kind of the goal of AI right now. And what I want to say is this. It's only going to get more and bigger, right, around us. So what we want to think about is how we harness this incredible technology that we have with us, which could be both great or not so great. There's the people on both sides of the fence. There are people who think AI is great and is going to transform everything we know, and then there are folks who think, say, AI is that evil, thing out there which could really damage the humanity and everything we know. So hopefully the answer will be somewhere in the middle, right? As always, right? So we'll make sure we leverage both sides and keep our humanity intact. So what I want to do is we have a roundtable, so I want to quickly go around the table. That's why it's a business roundtable, and have everyone introduce yourself. Keep it to 30 seconds to 45 at the most. I'm not keeping a timer.
If he wants to connect.
And please all mute your microphone so that when you join, you're fellow participants. I'll help you do that. So let's start with Dr. Crawford, who was our past speaker as well. And go ahead, Verlaine, please.
Yes, hello. Thank you for joining, being here with me and me being with you. I am a consultant. I was in the high-tech industry, and I note that looks like I'm the only woman here, which would be quite normal based on my past experiences. I am in the process of finishing my book, The Power of Wholeness, and this is my 5th book, and it's all about bringing together the different parts of ourselves. I've also used this concept in the world of business and how to bring various people together, departments together. And it's fascinating how we all seem to divide ourselves in so many ways. Anyway, I'm delighted to be here, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Crawford. And no, you're not the only woman here. So we have Anila, who is one today, and Cindy. So thank God. And actually, the next fireside chat and roundtable is about leadership growth for women owners and entrepreneurs. So I'm sure you're going to enjoy that. That's coming up in June. So look forward to that. So on that note, let's actually have Anila share a couple of things about what she has been up to. Anila, go ahead, please.
Hi there, my name's Anila Whitney, and I apologize I'm not on camera because I'm in a medical facility. Let me start again. I'm a little distracted.
No
So
worries.
my name's Anila, and I'm with New American Funding based out of Tustin. I'm a loan officer and have been in mortgage lending for about 20 years, and do a lot of business with local communities. And I'm here because I wanted to learn more about the AI and the subject matter at hand. So I'm very eager to learn from as many people as I see in here, which is absolutely exciting. Thank you for inviting me, Sanjay.
Thank you, Anila. Great to see you after a while, and hope everything's well at the facility there. So
yes, it's
I'm
just
glad
my
you-
daughter. So this is actually helping me pass the time beautifully. Thank you.
Thank you, Anila. Again, good to see you. Let's go talk to our next lady here, Cindy. Cindy Z. Cindy has been also our past speaker as well. Cindy, good to see you.
Good to see you, Sanjay.
Go ahead, introduce yourself and share what's happening here. What's
Yeah,
going
I'm
on.
Cindy Zulsdorf, and my company's Kokoro Marketing, and we work with small, high-tech companies to make sure the marketing starts a sales conversation. And having a great day. Came back from a trade show in Vegas a couple weeks ago, and things are good.
I like it. Marketing starts sales conversation. That's on point, Cindy. Thanks for joining. Good to see you again. Tibor, go ahead, Tibor. Tibor, it's we chatted earlier, but introduce yourself. 30 seconds. Unmute your mic. You can use the space bar, Tibor, if you want to use that. Sorry, we didn't hear you.
Didn't you say I shut off the mic when you said to? I don't want to bother anybody. Okay, so I work for I'm a founder at a company called Assetly, and we do fintech and wealth tech and all parts of fintech. And I guess that's what else do you got? What else should I say?
That's good. If you think of anything else, just go and
Oh, I
introduce.
can tell many stories. I'm old. I've been in a lot of wars. It's AI, as far as like Emily said here. AI, just get on ChatGPT, edit your books, do whatever. Because once you use something like that, you'll never go back. And AI is not evil.
That's
That's
good.
a good thing. Productivity is going to go through the roof if you know how to read and write.
Not read and write. There you go. We will stick with that. Thanks, Tibor. That's a great segue into what we're going to do here for sure. Let's talk to Ashok here. Ashok Pai. Ashok, go ahead, please. And you can unmute your mic and by hitting the space bar. Yeah.
Okay,
Ashok,
it
there
must
you
be
go.
okay now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So I retired last year as a vice president of cybersecurity, and even in that job, I was the vice president of cybersecurity strategy. So I used a lot of AI, machine learning, mainly to detect ransomware and a few things like that, and also monitoring for threats. So after retirement, I took up an AI postgraduate program at University of Texas, completed that 6-month program, and that's called AIFL, AI for Leaders. And then this year I did a 5-month program, which ends next month at MIT called Data Science and Machine Learning. So I got those 2 things under my belt, and I'm going to be doing AI consulting starting in mid-June. So that's the plan. And so I have some experience in AI, working at the Union Bank as a vice president of cybersecurity. Mainly I was applying it to cybersecurity, but now that I have these 2 postgraduate programs in my belt, I want to apply it mostly to marketing, even medical, various other areas, because the methods are very similar regardless of the application. So marketing I'm very interested in. So that's my background. I'm going to be an AI consultant starting in late June or early July.
That's fantastic, Ashok. We'd love to learn more about your journey, and especially coming from the cyber security world and now looking into marketing. I mean, it's fascinating. So
one thing I want to mention is cybersecurity became a subject of study after IT matured quite a bit. In the early days of IT, nobody cared about cybersecurity, right? But later on, as IT matured, a lot of bad guys jumped in, and so we needed cybersecurity. Now, I think same thing is going to happen to AI. Right now, it's all nice and development and everything, but the bad guys are watching. And so we are going to have some serious threats, just like cybersecurity threats, like ransomware and all these things. We're going to have serious threats in AI, and that's going to be our biggest battle against AI threats. So that's it.
Thanks, Ashok, for the insight. I appreciate that. Let's go over to Jigesh Shah, who is logging in from India. It's close to 1 a.m. Jigesh, go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Sanjay, for inviting me to this event. So yeah, basically, I represent Solvius Technology. I'm the founder of the company. we are into like software development, specifically like, web-based and mobile-based applications. We do like a lot of CRM related work as well, whether it's custom CRM or like, Salesforce.com or other CRMs as well. We help enterprises integrate data, like, using multiple tools and things like that. And even on the Web3 front as well, like, we've done quite some good projects as well, where we've like, done data analysis, like, based on like, invoices that were generated for telecom companies, things like that. So we've used like, AI tools or machine learning tools to do that. And also like, in terms of blockchain as well, like, asset management, things like that. So that's kind of our primary kind of like, focus area right now. And would love to kind of like, share ideas like, about AI and like, how it can impact all the other industries as well. So I'm glad to be part of this conversation.
Thanks, Jigesh, for joining. And, it's pretty amazing how his startup is helping companies of all sizes, especially for software and apps and mobile and so on. So let's go to Jeff, please. Jeff Hall. Jeff, how are you doing? Long time.
I'm doing fine. Thank you for inviting me. I'm a newspaper guy going way back, but in recent years, I've been dabbling in some digital ventures, and we're working on a nonpartisan news and opinion site called Our National Conversation. We haven't really launched yet, but I'm just trying to learn about AI because everybody seems to think it's going to be so revolutionary when it comes to the news industry, and I figure I better stay on top of this trend.
Thanks, Jeff, for joining. Appreciate the points on there. Mike, please. Mike Wolfgang. How are you doing, Mike?
Hi, I'm Mike Wolfgang. I'm a business coach, and I work with business owners and their teams of small to medium-sized businesses and help them implement a business operating system called Catapult AI. And what it does with AI is it creates focused KPIs specific to that individual business's needs based upon where they want to be in 3 years and what the maturity of their business is and what their industry is.
Well, that's a great point. We probably need to learn more on that, Mike. So thanks for joining, and please do share the link in the chat to Catapult.
I will.
That'll be great. Next is Satya. Satya joining us from Arvind as well. Satya, go ahead, please.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for inviting me, Sanjay. Thank you. We've been into technology for over 28 years. I'm running like a startup crafters. It's like a startup factory. We onboard idea stage and early stage founders, and then we build startup. Basically startup done for you model. We build technology. We build, file patents. We do financial model. We leave founders just focused on generating revenues and raising capital. We've got 6 healthcare startups and 5 AI startups. We've been into AI, deep learning since 2016 with emergence. So I'm into generative AI, vision AI, voice AI. And also we are probably only startup studio with hardware and software capability. So we build electromechanical systems to AI, blockchain, and everything in between.
That's great, Satya. Thanks for joining. So I guess we can also learn some more advances from you as well on AI during the conversation later. So I appreciate that. We have Hark. Vasa. Hark is with Pop. It's Pop White. Go ahead, Hark, please.
Hi, I'm Hark Vasa. We are a Pop White. We make everyone smile beautiful all over the world. We make natural whitening products for teeth whitening. Our products are used by consumers as well as by dental offices. Dental hygienists would use our product to not only clean your teeth and polish your teeth, but also whiten your teeth. So a big thing about this year is that we are increasing our marketing and advertising budget by 100% compared to what we spent last year. So we are looking to get faster growth, and I want to learn to see how AI can help us in our marketing activities.
That's great, Hark. And Hark is a seasoned business owner himself, has been in business. I've known him since at least the last 30 years, maybe more. So thank you all for joining. We have next Bruce Webb. Bruce, go ahead. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you, Sanjay. Thank you. Hey, AI to me is just another opportunity for people to expand, and that means they need money. I work with a couple of private lenders. One of them has a 3.25% 15-year line of credit, which they are happy to give to just about anybody who has a good business plan. It's a tremendous opportunity for anybody here who wants to expand or increase their working capital or do construction or just about any kind of effort, including cannabis. A lot of companies don't lend to cannabis people, but I have a source that does.
Bruce, I'm glad you mentioned that because I do have 2 clients looking for funding and we don't do cannabis. So I've just sent you a request on LinkedIn and I'll send you their information.
Excellent. Thank you.
Nothing like this live business networking. I love it. Thank you, Anila and Bruce.
There we go.
It works. Next, we have, am I saying the name correctly? Yeah, I think so. Michael, is it Damer or Dimer? Sorry, Michael.
Deemer, it's a
Deemer.
German team. Yes. How you doing, Sanjay?
Sorry about that. Yeah.
No worries. Yeah, so I'm the founder of Alta Verte LLC. It's a consulting company that specializes in sales. I partnered up with another company called Sales Acceleration. They're the largest company in the United States that does outsourced fractional VP of sales for our customers, which are from $5 to $100 million in sales. So basically, I help owners and CEOs look at all aspects of their business from a sales perspective and help them grow their sales. And I'm interested in more in finding about AI so I can help my customers with the transition, because AI is going to be a big productivity gain in the sales field. And I think, it's an exciting opportunity, and I'm really eager to jump in both feet and help my customers.
That's great, Michael. Thanks for joining. Dharmesh Shah. Dharmesh, go ahead, please.
Hello, Sanjay. Thank you for having me here. Ashok Pai introduced me to this session, and I was glad to join. Thank you, Ashok. Actually, I had a consulting business, and we used to help our clients. Currently working with UKG as a director of software development, but I'm eagerly wanting to get back to consulting, and that's the reason I was here. Like, this sounded like an interesting topic for me to learn and understand what industry is looking for. So more I'm listener and learner here rather than contributing anything here. Thank you, Sanjay, for having me.
Thank you, Dharmesh. We are all learners, lifelong learners, so it's all good. We have Ehsan, please. Ehsan Garad Jedagi. I hope I got it right. Dr. G. Ehsan, go ahead.
You got it. Hello, everyone. I'm Ehsan Garad Jedagi. I go by Dr. G. I'm a clinical psychologist, but in this forum, I'm representing Syllabi.io. I'm a co-founder of that with a couple of my partners. That is an AI-powered social media video marketing automation. Most businesses spend, if they are getting into social media and want to advertise and market on social media, they spend days, if not weeks, in creating content and promoting it. And our software using AI technology helps accelerate that. Within minutes, people can go from creation to production to publishing, literally within 10 minutes.
Thanks, Dr. G. And folks, everybody, please do share your credentials, your company, your links, etc., how people can contact you in chat so that, we can also get that going in parallel. We have Satish here joining as well. Satish, go ahead, please, G. Satish.
Hey, Sanjay, how are you?
Hello. Entire member. Thank you, G.
Hey, very nice to meet you all here. So my name is Satish. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of Connext. We're based right here in LA. We're a vertical SaaS provider, cloud mobile applications for asset maintenance, inspections, reporting, and compliance. We work with customers like LA Metro, BC Transit. We work in commercial trucking, right? So basically, anyone that has assets that are heavy assets or moving assets, we're right there. Good to be here.
Great. Yes, Satish, thanks for joining. We have Dolly Kapoor. Dolly, are you here? Dolly's not there. Okay. Thought saw the name there for a second there. Manish, go ahead. Manish Bhatia. Manish, how are you?
Hi, good, Sanjay. Thanks. Hello, all. I'm with ThinkAI, and we are helping mid-sized small companies progress with AI. So anything on data AI consulting, we are able to bring the solutions to the table. So reach out to me in case you have any need on the AI front.
Thanks, Manish. And Manish is also a fellow community leader here, the current president of ABOC here, besides CM of TIE SoCal as well. Thanks, Manish. We have Alan Desai, Ashok by Alan Desai. How are you, sir? He's our non-octogenarian entrepreneur. Alan, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. Sorry.
You're fine, sir. Go ahead.
I'm basically in a real estate developer. I got a project going in Laguna Beach as well as Riverside projects, number of projects going on. And I'm just trying to learn more about AL. And thank you very much for arranging this seminar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alan. Pankaj Dayal. Pankaj, go ahead. How are you, Pankaj?
Good afternoon, all. This is Pankaj Dayal. Sanjay bhai, thank you for having me. I'm in the investment business in a very specific area. I work with businesses on retirement plans, and being a fee-only independent advisor, I represent the client and not any company. And I'm based up here in Palmdale. Thank you.
Thank you, Pankaj, for joining. Sanjeev Kumar, also joining from India. Sanjeev, how are you?
Doing good, Sanjay. Thanks for inviting. So I am CEO and co-founder of a software solutions company, Texio Global Private Limited. So we are 30 people strong now, growing in spite of all the market situations. We are focused mainly on three things. We provide solutions to customers around DevOps, end-to-end DevOps, then end-to-end cloud solutions. And we also build custom business solutions for our customers. We are based out of Bengaluru, India.
Thank you, Sanjeev, for joining. Apologize for the late time on you guys' end. Appreciate you joining. We have Frank Velasco. Frank, how are you? Good, and yeah, there you go.
Hello, Frank Velasco. Yes, I am here out of the Orange County, LA area in California. I am a controllership consultant, looking to learn more about AI. In my last 3 years, I've been involved in mergers and acquisitions, integrations, consulting. So,
thank you, Frank, for joining.
To learn more. Thank you.
Thanks, Frank. We have Rajiv Rabat. Rajiv, go ahead. Okay, is on mute. That's fine.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, Rajiv, go ahead.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, this is Rajiv. I'm based out of Los Angeles, California. I'm a co-founder and chief product officer of our startup called GigaForce. I have about 25 years of hardcore technology experience and about 20 plus years into hardcore data. And I worked in various insurance industries, whether it's in healthcare as well as PNC. And our startup is completely into the subrogation and subrogation area. And we have built a lot of data models on AI, and I'm looking forward to see any new, interesting area that discussed here.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Rajiv. So you're definitely ahead of the game on this. I appreciate you joining. We have Rocky here. Rocky Jain. Rocky.
Yeah, hi guys. This is Rocky Jain. I am a supply chain executive and analyst. I was introduced to this call by Mr. Alan Desai, a dear friend of mine. So I've just come here to learn few things. I'm a huge fan of automation and AI, which we always try to bring in our supply chains. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you, Rocky. That's a good point. Automation and AI. That's probably another good topic to think about for sure. And last but not the least, I hope, for sure, is Anshuman Sinha. He's the past president of TIE SoCal, and he has his own company, Optism. But Anshuman, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I have a executive search firm called Optism Global. I put my details in the chat also. So let's dive into it. Thank you, Sanjay, for doing this. Truly appreciate it. And I'm here to support you, support the community, and learn.
Thank you, Anshuman, for joining. So let's jump into it. Did I miss anyone here who hasn't spoken yet? Please speak up. Go ahead and meet
Pankaj, I can introduce myself now. It's Dolly here.
Dolly, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting us over and doing this. I am a business development executive, helping companies expand in US and internationally. Just finished. I'm just blown away with the advancement in AI within a 6 months time. Finished a prompt engineering and NLP course, and wanting to hear what the experts have to say here.
That's great. Thank you, Dolly. So let's jump into it. And again, thank you all for participating in the roundtable. That was quick, and I'm glad we are keeping it brief. So let me go ahead and reintroduce our speaker here. Let me change the settings here so we go back to the speaker view. And hold on. Chuck, are you still here? Chuck?
I sure am. Yep, that was fantastic.
So Chuck Guschel is the co-founder and I believe the CEO of Ralio, right? You are the CEO as well.
That's correct. Yep, co-founder CEO.
Yes, sir. And he has been, he's a fellow Irvine company resident. I don't know where he lives. I'm assuming somewhere in Orange County, but I could be off on that. So,
correct.
And he's a visionary. He started this company, Ralio, how many years back, Chuck? That was...
Yeah, 10 years, a little over a decade ago.
Yep. A little decade ago. That's amazing. And one of the things that struck me out, I was on the website and I said, it's interesting the kind of things they're doing. But what was interesting also was, I noted yesterday was why Ralio? They have this thing featured on the website. And what was interesting was this: we are genuine. So they've given 7 reasons, and we'll drill a little bit on that, Chuck, just for fun. So they're saying, why Ralio? We are genuine. Nobody else will ever be good enough for you. We'll let you be you. We'll breathe new life into your relationships. Your life will get spicier. Interesting. You will laugh a lot, and we will love you for you. So on that note, Chuck, I thought let's get behind the scenes. That was very fun 7 things you have put in there. What was the thought process there? And then maybe share with us a little bit about your journey, how you got started, and before Ralio and where you are now.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that, and that's fantastic that you pulled that out of our site. We're a social media technology platform, and I think we put that in there really to either attract the people that we actually want to work with, or repel the ones that would not relate to that at all. So maybe that was posted in more of a selfish context there. But we believe that life's about not just grinding away, although anybody who's a founder of anything knows about grinding. But we believe that you also can have a lot of fun and enjoy the journey and make it social. So that's why we put all that in the site. So thanks.
That's fantastic, Chuck. So Chuck, what is AI? I mean, of course we know what is AI, but I mean, does it change? Is it an augmentation thing? Is it something that supports us? Is it something that's going to replace us? I mean, the word artificial really throws off a lot of people.
Sure.
Do we need a new word for AI?
Yeah, we do. I mean, let's call it evolution, right? I was in a meeting the other day, and someone brought up the old story of a small village on an island where all the men were fishermen, and until one guy invented the net, the fishing net, and put all the other men out of business. And was that a bad thing, or was that a good thing, right? Because the unemployment went through the roof. but the same amount of fish were caught. And what it does is spurs on more creativity, right? And so next thing you know, the people of the village could then suddenly get new skills and additional skills, building new buildings and doing other things. And so it just is the continuation and evolution of society. And AI is a huge disruptor, obviously, and to replace people, certainly certain jobs are going to be replaced, but more importantly, it's going to continue to spur on creativity, and it will grow as a result of it. And so there's always two ways of looking at everything. So we look at it as the great giant leap in our development as a society. And so it's a matter of trying to figure out how you can best use it, in your own life.
That's well put. That's well put, because there's just so many applications, as we saw earlier by the quote, and so many founders here and CEOs, who have started their own AI companies. So
yeah,
it looks like we're going through this transformational cycles. It happened with internet first, as we know, then we had the whole .com thing, then we had e-commerce wave, and it appears that now we are in this new wave, which is the AI. I mean, do you believe it's transformational? I mean, is it really going to be like trillions of dollars spent on it, and or do you think it's one of the fads now?
No, it's not a fad. It will be the greatest transformational situation we've ever seen in our lifetime, for certain. And again, going back to my previous point, and as addressed here by everybody who's attending, the creativity that's going to be birthed out of it is the most exciting thing for me to see. The opportunities that will then evolve from it are unbelievable. Just hearing all the creativity already from the introductions, it's like, man, there's some really creative people doing some amazing things. So the AI is going to accelerate current industries, development at record pace, as we can talk more about. But more importantly than that, it's going to develop brand new industries and brand new opportunities that we haven't even thought of yet.
Yeah, so let me actually share the screen quickly for folks. We want to do a little fun experiment here, to show what Chuck is alluding to here as well. So this is something I wanted to say, one of the audiences of oGoing, we are a business community, and a lot of our members are business coaches. And what we like to do is connect our business coaches members with business owners. So I said, for fun, before our meeting today and also a little bit of yesterday, I said, let's ask some of these AI tools out there to help me create a fun, but a good article which will help business coaches, be attracted to oGoing and why they should join our community. And what's in it for them? So here it is: elevate your business coaching practice in Los Angeles area, unleash the power of oGoing business community networking and local marketing services. And folks, there's a content here which, believe me, I did not write this. This is all written by AI, and this whole 2 pages. And I went through this. I read everything in here. I tell you, this is pretty awesome. I mean, if I had to do this on my own, or I had to ask a good writer to write it, I would have spent a good amount of time. So, and this is just one article I'm sharing. There are a couple of other tools I've used, like copy.ai, as well as, of course, there's ChatGPT, which is where this came from. And there are many more now, showing up every single day. And this is just text. So this is content creation. There's similar tools for images, similar to for video creation now. And this is just on the marketing side of content, but there is a lot more to it. Our focus today is on social media. But Chuck, the question is this article. Now, when I share this, what issues I'm going to have? I mean, of course, it's a well-written article. It has all the key points I would love to share. But what ends up happening, right? When I share this content online or put it on my website, do I get penalized, or do I actually get promoted higher on the search engines, on social media as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. And I think the answer is going to evolve along with the evolution of AI. As we stand right now, and everything I've read, that's not going to penalize you. I don't know how much it'll help you either. You know, it's a piece of content, and and like you said, I think the most beneficial part of that was that you either saved money from hiring someone to do it, or saved your time from yourself doing it, and you have a great piece of content. If you want to really elevate yourself SEO wise, it's going to take a great amount of content, and it's going to require really focusing on certain keywords and not. I'm not an SEO expert, but I certainly am around a lot who are, and man, the ability to ramp that up is tremendous with AI. I will say that if you're going to get real specific, having it right in a more of a bursting fashion, which is more human-like, is something that you'd want to learn a little bit about if you're going to create a lot of content. But yeah, 100%. I mean.
That brings me to the central question. So you started Rally, you said about 10 years ago. What was the thought process? Were you thinking AI back then, or did AI happen as you started it? I mean, maybe give us a little background on the company and maybe a bit of your journey as well. What were you doing before Rally, and then what got you going into it? Yeah.
Absolutely. So prior to Rally, quick story. So I built an online university training people about online marketing back in the early 2000s, and it was phenomenal. We had many thousands of graduates, and the overwhelming response after the course was, now I know what I'm not going to do. It's like, oh, great. Before I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Now I just know what I'm supposed to do, but I still am not going to do it. And so realized it was just a knowledge on ice type of course. So we built an agency that ended up capturing, hey, if you don't want to do it, you can hire the agency, it'll do what you know you're supposed to do, and so on. And then that led to right around 2012, 2013, a big transformation happened on the web, and that was localization, right? So the localization of the web, where back before that, all businesses had like one Facebook page and one Google page and one Yelp and all those types of things. And then all of a sudden, check-ins happened, and you had a local Google page for a local store. So let's say you had 50 locations. You used to only have one social presence for all of them. Then the internet wanted to be hyper local and meaningful. So if you search for something, you weren't getting some corporate store, you're getting the local store near you. And in order to do that, you needed a local Google page and a local Facebook page and a local all that. And so once those came out, businesses had a big challenge in their hands. They had no way to manage all of those locations, no way to communicate with customers who are thinking it's a new support channel and they're leaving questions and stuff. And so we built the technology really around multi-location brands, particularly franchises, who needed a way in which they could wrap their arms around all those local assets. And so that's why we started it. That's when we started it. And there was nothing about AI back then. It was just about consolidating and configuring a way for corporate to manage their presence. AI came in later as we developed.
So yeah, so let's make that segue. So maybe before we get into the AI, let's talk about a lot of good business owners on this call, a lot of founders and CEOs. What are the ways in which we are all using social media today, and what's working and what's not, now that we have had at least 10 years of real social media now?
Yeah, 100%. Well, the funny thing is there's no right or wrong, right? It's just vague or clear is more accurate. So the first question we always ask everyone is, what is your specific intent with your social media channels? What are you trying to accomplish? And quite frankly, most people haven't taken the time to think about that. And so they just sort of put social media out, hoping that somehow it's going to do something, or at least show they're in business, right? So it's like, hey, we post it, so we're around. But what's the intent? What are you looking for? It could be that you simply want social media to be a channel for a hiring channel. I have many companies I know that's their number one purpose for it. It's to hire people. So therefore, what they do is they put up content about the employee experience, and it's constantly featuring employees and featuring day to day and all that kind of thing. And then they create an employee advocate component where employees can post content on their own stories and feeds to talk about how great it is. And it just becomes this great big channel for employee recruitment, which could be exactly the opposite of somebody else who says, no, I just want foot traffic into our location to drive sales, right? And there's all kinds of different things in between. So main thing is to figure out, number one, what is your primary intent of the channel?
I see. And I mean, do you see an evolution now in social media with, the new sites coming up? Like TikTok is hyper popular now. I mean, a lot of folks are spending hours on it as we speak, and thanks to them, now other social media sites have taken notice. They're changing as well. I mean, if we just do a quick synopsis of what are the right channels to have, or is there such a thing as a right channel?
Yeah, there's still a philosophy out there that being in more places is better, and I would agree with that as long as you're actively participating in those channels. If you're the worst thing you could do is register your business on a certain channel and then just go dormant, right? It'd be better not even to be present. So if you're going to be present, more is better if you're active and you have, again, a specific intent on each channel. Different channels can produce different results, different audiences, and so on. To think about TikTok is still a mind fire to me. I have a 13-year-old daughter who's somehow I looked at her TikToks back in the day, and it was just like, how is she getting hundreds of thousands of views of her jumping around under a blanket, and why does anybody care? And how is that ever going to apply to business? And yet now we see today TikTok can sell out products overnight, and what a disruptor in the space. So TikTok is obviously something you need to look at and see how it can reach your target audience. We've actually, I couldn't believe when I finally pulled the trigger and said to the engineers, we've got to integrate TikTok. It's a major staple in the social space today. But others may be more B2B that are more LinkedIn focused. LinkedIn is still very effective. So that might be a better strategy, or maybe it's the general community. So it's Instagram, or maybe they call it the older community on Facebook, right? So who would have thought? But that's what it is. So yeah, again, and making sure more is better as long as you're active and as long as you have a specific intent on each channel.
Well, let's not forget YouTube. They're still very active out there. A lot of folks
are streaming right now, I think, with some quality content.
Well, so oGoing, quick segue on oGoing. We started designing oGoing back in 2009. We launched it early 2010. So we have a small business community, which, so think of it as a social network for small businesses. So we have over 125,000 members now, and our focus has been on the business owners, coaches, entrepreneurs, consultants. We have our own private sort of exclusive community. So quite a few communities similar to oGoing out there, but the focus is important, right? As with everything else. And we want to stay local. We want to stay small in the sense of our focus on the small businesses. And, we grow meaningfully every day. We get 30, 50 businesses applying now from all over the world to join this community. So for folks who have not joined yet, just go to ogoing.net. That's ogoing.net. I'll put the link in there, but a quick plug on that. But, the point is social is here. We are looking at transforming oGoing as well, using AI as well. So we are looking at what else we should be doing in the realms of marketing and social and networking, and how do we apply AI so that our business owners and folks who are active on oGoing can actually leverage those technologies to their advantage, as we grow the platform. So that is something that even we are thinking as we speak, right? As we are doing the roundtable chat. So go ahead. I was
just going to say, and one of the things, and I know this isn't necessarily AI related, AI is going to accelerate everything, but you still need to accelerate the right thing. And one of your successful principles is value first. And that's so important, because yes, at the end of the day, everybody wants their business to grow and grow revenue. And it's all about how can social really help us? Of course, that's the obvious question, but it's got to be flipped around. And social is that platform where it's like, first, how can I deliver value, right? Value before I'm looking for some sort of conversion. And you're always about putting out good value, putting out good content. And so, if you start using AI to generate more sales pitches, right? Your pitch on social, it's going to be quicker to accelerate you getting shut down from the community. People aren't going to be interested. So make sure that the intent is right, and the intent's got to be value first, right? How can I show value? How can I serve? How can I help? How can I do that? That's going to then attract the right result at the end of the day.
That's a good point. The key value. And so let us know then, Chuck, when is it that you moved into the AI side of the story for Ralio, and what is AI doing now for your customers? I know a lot of your focus is on franchises. I saw that on the website, but maybe give us a sense that today's focus, does it change over time? And importantly, where does the AI journey begin for you?
Yeah, well, so it's been interesting because, again, our best information comes from our own customers, right? So learning from them and surveying them, and we have tens of thousands of franchised business operators, owners that are on our platform. And so as we asked them about it, I said, here's the biggest feedback we got. Number one feedback was not how convenient it is. They can go on the platform, they can publish something out to all the different platforms at the same time. It saves them a lot of time. They can, see their analytics and how they rank compared to other franchises, all that stuff, really great. But the one thing that kept coming up over and over and over again wasn't even their strategy. It was just literally down to, I don't know what to post. I just don't know what to post. Like, not that they don't know what to post, but they don't even know how to post it the right way. Afraid of, if I post something, I'm going to date myself. I'm going to not use the right emojis or the right hashtag or whatever. And so it's just going to make me look stupid. And if I look stupid, then, so I'm just not going to post anything, and that'll be the safe play. Right. And then of course that's not very effective. So we heard that over and over, literally by thousands and thousands and thousands of operators. At first they'd say, we just don't have time to create content. And then once you drilled in, it was like, well, we don't have time because we don't know what to do. And we could hire somebody to do it, but we don't even know if they're doing the right thing. How would we know? So plus it's costly. And so there's just this strange phenomenon where people who may be more mature in life are actually less knowledgeable about a really big subject, social media. And we're not used to that, right? We're used to, we know more than those that are younger than us, and suddenly things kind of got flipped around in the social media space. So that's what we heard. And so that's what led us into, we need to develop something that could assist with that. And that's where AI came in. And so for a number of years, we've been digging around in the AI place. And then recently, approximately a year ago, we came out with our first AI product, and then ChatGPT came out, and then it really just accelerated everything. So it's a solution to helping people produce content that's going to work.
So you help them figure out what they need to post, or is it like a whole scheduling, calendaring thing? Is it analytics? Is it all of the above? What does it really do?
Yeah, just about all the above. So, so starting at the most basic level, kind of like you can in a ChatGPT, where you could say, write me, or you mentioned Copy AI or some of these other places, write me a post about this. That's great. So, but here it's built into the platform. So what we do is we actually teach the AI about your business, your keywords, and also actually it looks at your posts in the past analytics to figure out what's really working, what isn't working, and then it incorporates all that into your question, so that then when it produces captions and posts, it's on point.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things, I post a lot. I mean, I'm in social media, so I'm active on LinkedIn, on oGoing, and Twitter, Instagram, you name it. But I don't think as much about what is going to be the engagement. Now, what's missing in some of these tools even today is to know ahead of time. Is that something you guys are thinking of? So you can kind of tell the client, look, this kind of content with this kind of video, with this kind of images, maybe animation, whatever you put in, we can reasonably expect so much of an engagement, because that to me kind of feels like the holy grail. Like if you can tell clients ahead of time, saying, look, for this post, we expect this result. So is there something on the works, or are you guys already doing that?
It's already doing that to a certain degree, and it's developing all the time. So we call it our AI assistant. And so the assistant in there is looking at what has worked, what you have done and what you have not done, and then literally does recommend to you, where it says, Sanjay, you need to post something on Thursday and recommend it be a before and after or something like that, depending on whatever industry you're in. So it does start making these types of recommendations and leading people. And it's getting more and more sophisticated as we continue to develop it. And we'll probably never stop developing that part of the AI assistant. But the idea is, why should a person look at a tool and have to use the tool? Why shouldn't the tool talk to the person and literally tell the person what they should be doing? So for instance, you'll see an alert on the app and you may click on it and it'll say, hey, you need to schedule a post and I've written a few for you that I think might be appropriate. Would you like to review them? And you can click and review the posts that it created for you, and then edit them or whatever and schedule them out. And then may say, hey, and you got a review on Google and one on Yelp, and I've written a few responses for those. If you'd like to review them and pick one, and you go, okay, and click on that. And so then you can then hit the one you like and send it out. So it's trying to get your attention. It's trying to lead you. It's trying to help you. It's trying to write stuff for you. All trying, and in the process, you start kind of learning by the teaching of the AI assistant. And so, yes, that's already in place. And I think that is going to become very much more developed in what we do. And I think we're going to see a lot of AI assistants across the board in all kinds of different industries.
That's great. I mean, you mentioned reviews in there. You mentioned Google, Yelp. I mean, a lot of reviews we see today, Chuck, are, I would say, text reviews and mostly ratings driven, but people are giving, anywhere, hopefully not a 1-star, but 1 to 5, and some other systems out there, but mostly text, right? The reviews are being given by people typing. Now, one reason TikTok is super popular is where I feel like the videos, they make that kind of a personal, that emotional connection, right, with the person who is sharing the videos. But I haven't seen yet the jump where the reviews are getting into that. I mean, yes, some businesses, small businesses, they go beyond and they do get the video testimonials and they share them on their website, but that takes some amount of work. Do you see that happening as a next phase where people are actually providing video reviews, if you may, on some of the sites? Or do you think there is a need for another place, like another social network which is just focused on that?
Well, you just nailed it, right? So clearly, TikTok's been a great example where, in fact, just this last weekend, Memorial Day, I was out up in Sedona. I went up there for just a little quiet time, my wife, and of course, the entire way up there, she's spending all her time on TikTok looking at the reviews of different places, right? So she's not going to Yelp to look at reviews. She's on TikTok looking at video reviews of different elements that we could go explore up there. And so to your point, that's definitely where things are going and the way people like to be engaged with. However, it does take time, which is your other point. If someone's going to actually put those types of things together, it takes time. And that's why one of the gentlemen here, I'm sorry, I forgot your name, but talking about how you can automate the creation of these videos in seconds. And my goodness, I just had another call earlier this morning about that with somebody who's looking to integrate in the platform that would offer that kind of opportunity. But I think that's a really smart play. I think that businesses want to do more and more of that without having a lot of cost. And so utilizing AI, it's a perfect spot for AI to be developing that, because that's where things are going to go. And I love AI in that sense too, that it levels the playing field a little bit. In the past, you got to have a big budget to do big videos. I mean, that's a lot of money. But now with AI, the average guy, right, can utilize the right technology and generate some for themselves.
No, that's a great point. I mean, what I'm concerned about, Chuck, is though that I'm hoping that the AI doesn't make us less emotional, doesn't make us less sensitive, doesn't make us less connected to folks, right? Because there is that notion that too much tech can, tilt the pendulum the other side.
Yep.
I mean, I still want to have this conversation with you, look you up in the eyes or something like that, even though we are on Zoom, and have that sense like, here's Chuck and I'm having a nice conversation. He's another Irvine resident, and I feel that warmth even though we are online. But the point is, do we run the risk of too much AI lessening that emotional connection? We already are seeing that in the community. Like social media is supposed to help, it's actually not. In some sense, we are less social than before. So where do you think this is going with the whole emotional connection, which are still very important when we do business? That to me is the ultimate grill, isn't it?
It is, and it's a tough question to answer because it's, I mean, how do you know that I'm not an AI bot right now talking to you? Right. And I hate to joke that way, but the world is heading into the unknown where those types of things can become possible, right? We can have support bots that sound like staff members that know as much as the staff does, and so a lot of that is going to be unfolding. And so for us that are have the right morals and values, I think it's going to be very important that our creative brains are on as high as possible. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We want to feel connected with other real people. So fortunately, that is a deep down value, but clearly it's going to get confusing. And for people to be aware of what's happening so you're in the know, I think is absolutely an important point that we all need to really hold on tight to.
One last question for Chuck before I open it up for the audience. Chuck, where do you see Ralio in 5 years, and where do you see yourself in 5 years? Both journeys.
I appreciate that. Ralio is going to stay as what we've stated is we want to be the smartest, most intelligent AI empowered social media platform for the average individual. So we want to continue to be on the cutting edge, where the technology is truly leading the person to make it easy for any individual to have a fantastic presence that's engaging, that's smart on the web. And so I think that you're going to see a lot of really cool things come out of Ralio in the next 12 months, let alone the next 5 years. That it's going to be a very in the center of AI and social for certain next 5 years. Personally, man, I'm a serial entrepreneur. This is not my first business I've built and will exit. So I have no doubt that I look forward to being involved in other ventures with other folks that are smart and creative and like to have fun. And on a personal level, I'm going to be buzzing around the world for the next few years with my kids who are all grown and left, except for my younger daughter. And so they're going to keep me busy with all their sports and aspirations.
That's awesome, Chuck. That's a great segue. So folks, we're opening up for questions. Go ahead and unmute your mic and fire away. Chuck is here. And if you have something for me as well, go ahead, please. Any takers?
I'd like to check out the software, or I'd like to check out your platform if I could.
Oh, absolutely. So you can go to either any of the app stores or Google Play. Okay. Ralio AI. It's a blue app. Okay. Yeah, and the good thing on that too is we offer that for a free trial. So as long as you cancel within 7 days, you don't be charged anything. You have full access to everything.
Can I log into multiple accounts? Like I would want to buy it and use it for clients.
Yeah, then in that case, you just contact me afterwards, and we can set you up. We actually have a full affiliate program. So if somebody really wants to incorporate it into their business, then by all means.
Can you throw that name or the app link in whatever in the chat areas, please? I put in Ralio, but maybe it's Ralio.ai or
Ralio.ai. Yeah.
Is it LLIO?
RALLIO.ai.
Yeah. It's to rally is the verb, right? So we rally people around your business. So RAL.
I found two. One was the green with the same logo, and one.
Yeah, the green one is no longer as of tomorrow. So if you download that, it'll work for 24 hours.
Good one. Good one. Yeah. Any other questions for Chuck? Go ahead, folks. It's your time.
I have a question for Chuck. Hi, it's Dolly here, Chuck.
Hey, Dolly.
Yay, thank you for the overview. Amazing, very interesting how you've been involved with the social media teachings earlier and of course now with your app. So of course we are all aware, nothing new, that AI is going to be disrupting the Silicon Valley with all the money that's being poured. It is like one of the biggest disruptors after, I think, when the mobile was discovered. Right. Who do you think are going to be the biggest players in social media space using AI? Of course, Facebook is using the basically, like you mentioned, the sentiment, right? It's called the artificial intelligence sentiment, where you can figure out the emotions of your content creators or the responders. Who do you think would be the winners? Like, when we started, when the social media evolved, then there were a lot of companies involved, a lot of money that was poured in, and of course the winners were few. It was, whether it was Facebook or TikTok or Snapchat. Who do you think it's going to be now?
Oh, that is a great question. And bless you.
Bless you.
Great question. Here's what I think. I think that I wouldn't roll the dice on any individual platform. I think the winners are going to be the connectors. The ones that simplify your ability to connect to more places, more platforms, and have more visibility. So yeah, there's going to be certain winners. There's going to be platforms that'll pop up that I've seen a lot more niche platforms popping up, which it tends to happen just about anything, right? You build an industry, and then the winners over time are the ones that start niching themselves in that industry. And same things happen in social media, where you have a new platform pop up that's a niche for a certain type of community. Those are very safe and going to be long-term and successful. But I think the real winners are going to be those players that will transcend all different platforms and make it an experience for an individual where they can do more in more places at the same time. Again, it's always about that leverage, so that if one platform really does well or another one doesn't do well, it really doesn't matter, or the new one comes into the scene because you have connected with some business that's allowing you to play in all the different playgrounds at the same time and be super effective. So I would look for the connectors.
It's a great point. Connectors and the one who simplifies. So, I mean, I think because it's social media, I still come back to the same point, Chuck, but the networks or the platforms that connect and they simplify that. I mean, to me,
yes,
that has to be the value. I mean, if we start deviating from that, then I don't know if there is social media anymore. Then it could be artificial media or something. I don't know what it is. But
do you mind if I ask a follow-up?
Yes, of course.
I hope, Sanjay ji, I'm not taking too much.
No, please go ahead.
What is your view on basically personal digital assistant, AI personal digital assistant? What do you think? I know Bill Gates recently mentioned a company. I'm trying to remember the name. I think was it Inception or something like that. And it's a AI company as well, a very small company, but personal digital assistant, AI personal digital. What do you think is the future there?
I think it's something you need to wrap your arms around. I really do. I think that whether you choose to have a personal digital AI-based assistant or not, you're going to have one in one form or another. I think that in so many things that you'll engage with, it'll be operated by some AI assistants. And so you'll be engaging with that. So I think more, if you can figure out really what's most important for you and make sure that you're engaging the assistance of AI that can assist you in that area. I really don't think that we're going to live in a world anymore where you can just live without it. I think it's going to be too involved in too many aspects of our life. And many times you won't even necessarily even know it. But I think it's really important to look at how can you use this to accelerate what you're trying to do, or B, potentially simplify things that you don't want to do. So social media is a good example of that, in the sense that maybe you don't want to be on 13 different platforms. So instead you could use some technology that could just, click a button and it takes care of sending things out in different places. So I think you're going to have a world where we're all going to have different types of AI assistants one way or another.
That's a great point.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Does your platform include video or pictures as well?
So our platform includes some kind of stock pictures to start based on your industry. And then it does have an AI component where you can generate your own imagery. And then it has a place to store videos. But currently we don't have a way to have you generate videos on our platform.
We should
So you could just move it over there.
You've got AI generating videos. We have Vision AI specialty. Maybe we should check, set up a time. I'll walk you through. Just a selfie can make wonders, actually. So that can talk, that can actually read a script and make the lip movement and facial expression based on the script. Various things.
I've seen some technologies like that, and I would love to see what you have to offer, because I think it's brilliant. I think it's really fantastic.
Yeah, maybe we can integrate our technology with your platform value.
Yep.
Can you put your link up, sir?
Me? Yeah,
Yes.
sure. I've already done that, and
I missed it. Can you put it back up?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Thanks.
folks, make sure you share your contacts so we can all network afterwards. And if you reach out to me personally, you have my email, and say, hey, want to talk to Satya, I'll be happy to introduce you, or anyone else, right? Verlaine, Tibor, right? So just let me know afterwards.
Yeah, because Sanjay is my first friend in California.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
At least he's not your only friend.
He's the first friend who I met.
Thank you, Tibor, for that note. This is a question for Chuck.
Okay, let me give my details, and
Anybody else has a question for Chuck?
I'll add my phone number also. Please feel free to text me, message me anytime. So we've got Vision AI, Generative AI, 6 startups we built.
Who had that startup that Chuck talked about earlier? Was it Catapult.ai? What was that startup called? Earlier, someone.
Yeah, here is my details.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's Michael Deemer. Can I make a comment?
Michael, was that your startup, the AI startup?
No, it was not. No.
Mike
I'm,
Wolfgang.
Go ahead, Michael. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Chuck, I'm glad you mentioned about the safety aspects of AI. In fact, I'm just reading a note here that the leader of the Center for AI Safety says that basically we're now engaged in an AI arms race. And in fact, yesterday, the top 350 executives and researchers of AI put out a public statement that says that the risk of AI could be mitigating the risks of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside other societal risks. So I'm glad that, of course, all the great things are going to come from AI, but like nuclear energy that was generated back in the 30s, and that there's also great risk as well. And I think as a society and as well as individuals like ourselves, we need to be aware of that and then be a kind of the caretakers of the future of these type of technologies and be aware of the risks of it.
Amen, Michael. I mean, absolutely. The wonderful things that's going to come from it are amazing, and I'm excited about it. I'm glad to be, and I'm grateful to be in the middle of it. But again, to just put our head in the sand about the concerns and what could happen, and the imposters, right, of the world that will happen, and what's real and what's not. And those lines will get very blurry. I think it's very, very important that we have our eyes wide open and we're communicating about that. And we are getting involved in different, whatever it is, organization things that can make a stand for what's right. And making sure that we don't throw the baby out with bathwater. It's like, hey, no AI, right? No, that's not the answer. The answer is us standing firm for what's right and developing and supporting those organizations and companies that are doing the right things.
How would you even stop it at this point? I don't even think it's possible.
it's not going to stop, just like we heard about with the security issues, right? The cybersecurity and all the things that happen. It's going to happen. The bad guys are watching, as was well said earlier. So those things are going to happen. It's just a matter of how are we going to confront it, right? And it's already out of the box. So it's a matter of, doing good things with it, making great things happen, but that should only be part of our agenda, and the rest of the agenda should be making sure we're pushing back on things that we don't want to see happen.
Okay, I got a question because our company is deeply involved in all aspects of it, and I built ours is the most. I think wealth management is probably the most difficult one to do because you're managing people's money without any human hands.
Yeah.
That it goes way back. I mean, we started. Actually, I started in 08 in December. And so I'm really interested in if you guys have any feedback in that exact segment, which is very different. I mean, I get it. If you don't, it's really rare. And, all the real AI in wealth management, everybody runs down and goes robo-advisor and all that, but that's rudimentary to running an actual book and investment portfolio without human hands and a machine making the decisions. And that's my job inside my company. So that's why I got on this call. That's what I was interested in. And so I know a lot about that area, and I know all the big players in it because I was involved. So, like Man Group and SAC and all these guys have AIs, and there's AIs out there that have been running for years now that you guys don't know about, that they don't even know how it works. And like in Man, 10% of their assets make 50% of their money from AI.
Wow.
And so it's like, you literally are putting money into a portfolio and running it. So what we did was I built it in a factory way where we can make anything, any kind of ETF. And that's what you're going to see from the wealth side of it. And then the reason I partnered with the partners I have, because all the things you guys are talking about, which is really interesting to me, is all the stuff they're doing. And so when I saw that, I go, well, I'm not capable of doing all that. I'm capable of making AI for wealth management. And that's what I focused on. And that's how we came together as a company. And so, yeah, it's, I just don't see how it's going backwards. It's so explosive now. It's ridiculous. Oh, good anecdote to everybody. My old partner went back to Harvard and he was in this computer science class for AI, right? When ChatGPT came out in November, guess what? It took the test, got 100 on it. They canceled the test for the class. Is that funny? True.
So, Chuck, there was a question by Piyush Malik. Piyush couldn't join Zoom, but he was on YouTube Live. He said, how is your product, how is it going to change in view of OpenAI and Tibor just talked about ChatGPT and other VC-backed generative AI offerings? I mean, what do you see them as competition, or do you see them as more fuel for what you guys are doing, or what?
Yeah, so great question. And there's a lot of fantastic content generating platforms out there that are riding on top of OpenAI's system, but those platforms are content, so that you can go in, you can create content, you create pages like you just did for this. Can create social media posts, can create all that kind of stuff, and those are fantastic. There's also publishing platforms for social media where you can create a post and you can schedule it to publish on whatever day on whatever platform and that sort of thing. There isn't a lot of overlap with those because each are their own industries, so to speak. And so we're really one of the first, if not the first, that have really combined those areas together. So we're a platform with a decade of experience of publishing to different social platforms, but we've incorporated generative AI into the platform itself. And what makes it different than just going, say, to ChatGPT is ChatGPT doesn't know your business. It can't help. It can't learn from your past. It can't. So all that is done in our platform first. It's already looking at what's working, what isn't working, what are your keywords, what are you trying to focus on, who's engaging in what, all that kind of stuff. And it comes up with a prompt based on that information, and then keeps the data and the information in our platform, but then utilizes the LLM of, say, OpenAI in order to generate captions that make sense. So I don't see it as a necessarily a direct competitor, but I think that it's all a rising tides can raise all ships. I have no problem with other people joining in our space. It's just going to move us all forward. So hope that answers.
It totally makes sense. And I want to share something fun before I think there's still about 15 folks here. So this is a new tool which is out there, which is where you can create fancy headshots for you. So why do you have just your normal headshot? I mean, there's a new tool out there called AI headshot.
Put the link up, Sanjay.
AI headshot generator, and it's supposed to really take the way you look and everything to the next level. I mean, they have it where it's, I guess now they don't have the 20 images anymore because they're oversubscribed. But in any case, play around. I haven't tried it myself, but I've heard about it. Lots of good things, hotpot.ai. And yeah, why just have the same boring headshot of professional thing that we normally do? Maybe look like a cowboy, maybe look like a space alien. I don't know what you want to look like. Just give this a shot, and maybe the next rock star. Like, well, Tibor doesn't need that. He already looks like one, but there you go. Go try this out. And
a really old rock star like Mick Jagger.
See all this? It's fun, right? Maybe look like a K-pop band. I don't know. Just give it a shot. But this is the new fun stuff on AI, right? And besides learning and besides, all the business stuff, I feel like we are at the very early stages of the consumer side of AI, which is probably going to explode, I think, where there'll be all these fun things you can do, and like Snapchats of the world will just take it to the nth level, and, Instagram as well. And I mean, TikTok already, right? So, I mean, just be aware of that, right? So doesn't really lead us to productivity, because it just leads us to entertainment gains, in my opinion. But I feel like that's part of fun, right? Life has to be part fun, part entertainment, and part work and part play. So why not, right? So again,
Sanjay,
yeah.
Before we go, I have a question for Tibor.
Yeah, Tibor, go ahead. Oh, sorry, Dolly, go ahead.
Yeah. Tibor, you got me thinking about how the wealth management portfolio and you managing the doing the portfolio. Can you point out, interestingly, some of the checks and balances that you are putting it together, keeping AI in mind, and how, of course, hacking is going to be easier, and what some pointers for checks and balances that you're putting from your company, keeping AI in mind?
Well, as you guys were talking about it, I was just thinking to myself how far ahead we are still in it, because all this what was going on, all the talk was different. So remember, when I got asked to build it in the first place, I was asked to build a short-term trading model for the S&P. But when I built it, I realized, wait a minute, because you have to build a math model. It's not going to be, everybody gravitates toward machine learning, natural language, and trying to do it that way. But the reality of running money is the risk management comes first on top of whatever you're doing, because you can make a bunch of bets and be wrong and still survive it. So you have to manage the risk. So that the whole process of doing it it's much more intense. It's not going to get Python code and writing it. All the really big money is written in C# because you're getting such a data crunch. The thing that is changing that's going to be really good that I saw today, by the way, is Hewlett Packard was talking about how chip data is going to go and how the cloud's changing too, because you're going to go direct to computers. So I think eventually what happens is a lot of data becomes even more free. But to answer your question, to run a portfolio, if you run a proper portfolio as a manager and you do everything right, you're going to set up the risk management. You're going to control the gross exposure of a portfolio. You're going to have it down. The way I built ours was I took every economic release 365 days a year, took a 24-hour, 7 days a week approach to it, and then covered the 22 most liquid futures markets. But once you do that and that wins, stocks are like molasses compared to that. But the same structures occur. So that's what's going on in the world. And that's why you see like really big places like I was saying, 2 Sigma, the biggest firms in the world, the top 5 out of 10 hedge funds. I used to sell research to them. And those are the guys that are running billions and billions of dollars. So now incumbents can come in like me and our firm, and you don't need a bunch of people to do this. You don't need a giant programming team. You just need really smart guys. So I have really smart partners. They're like way smarter than I am. But I just happened to beat my brains out for 40 years and did all the things I needed to build AI. So that's going to be what's coming. So robo-advisors are going to direct people into different types of automated ETFs where they'll run cleaner, they'll run pure, they'll actually create better returns. And that's where we are. I don't know if did I kind of answer your question, or do you want more?
No, yes, absolutely. You did great. That's what I think you do have the risk management, keeping AI in mind, because definitely we are going to be much more exposed. And it's, of course, it's just the beginning with NVIDIA coming into play as well. So everything is actually moving much faster. I don't think so that the way the AI growth has, we haven't seen anything getting so big at such a short pace. I mean, after mobile, when social media came in, it was like only a decade. And this AI is like completely disrupting everything. So the exposure, the risk management has to be much faster. So
right. So in wealth management, if you're really running money the proper way, you're not going like, I mean, if you're running a hedge fund, a 20% gross book hedge fund, for example, you might be getting fired for being over 20% gross exposure. So it depends how good the fund is. It's how smart the managers are. And since you asked this question, I'm going to go all the way back. So when I was in college, my best friend in college literally invested in Renaissance Capital's Medallion Fund. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's literally the best return in history. And what it is when Jim Simons set up Renaissance,
Tibor, if I may interrupt, we're going to do a quick time check. So Dolly and Tibor, welcome to Network Outside, but I want to be careful.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine, Tibor. I didn't want to like.
Tibor, we'll connect. I'll connect with you.
Please do connect directly, because it's already 1:23. But folks, I enjoyed this roundtable and chat with Chuck. Chuck, what a great topic. Thank you for sharing.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, well done, Chuck. Well done.
Doing some great things with radio. Do join us on the next roundtable, everyone who's still here. It's on June 8th. It is on leadership and growth strategies for women entrepreneurs and business owners, but the men are invited as well. But the focus is on women. And we have Stephanie Paul, who is an amazing business leader herself. I've shared her LinkedIn here. So feel free to click on that and see what she's all about. But if you have people on your staff that you would like them to attend, please do so. I think this will be a very fun roundtable, and I feel like I don't want to be the only man on that, but so please do join and support me, I guess, in that sense. But the point is, we want to bring out the elements of women in leadership and how so many women are now transforming, the landscape, not just on AI, but through business coaching, through CEO. Many women are CEO now. I see more and more, at top level companies, and importantly also on the board. So definitely it's a big hot topic right now for all of us, and how we can really embrace more diversity, equity, and equality, if you may, within our companies, right? Beyond just the CC level, right? So again, please join in support, and see you on June 8th. Chuck, any last comments? One last question I have before I let you go is, would AI make us super lazy or super efficient?
Well, the internet was supposed to give us 2-hour workdays, and I don't know how that worked out for everybody. So I'm thinking it's going to be along those lines.
Fair enough. Somewhere along, depends on what you want to do with it. Fair enough.
Hey, Sanjay, all I know is ChatGPT. Yesterday, I wrote a movie, I wrote a book, and I did a bunch of other things. I mean, it's like,
For you, it's made you super efficient. There you go. Super
no,
smart.
I'm really crazy worker.
Crazy work.
Pleasure being with you all today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you all,
Thank
folks.
you,
Have a great
guys.
rest of the
Okay,
day.
thank you, everyone.
Cheers.
Hey,
Thank you.
Chick, I'd like to speak to you. Please share your details. I'd like to meet you one of these days.
Please, yeah, everybody's contacts are in chat. Download the chat after this Zoom meeting and or connect with me and I'll connect with you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.